based on our previous conversations we had with different entrepreneurs like yourself, right? We always come to this question where being an entrepreneur means you have to juggle a lot of different roles. In this case, you are not only the supplier, you're not only the product reviewer, you are also the designer and marketing manager.
Correct.
Is it very difficult at times to if you have no experience in marketing, but then you have to go and try to market this product, how do you juggle these different roles then?
So I think at a certain point, so I think if let's say someone just started a business, then definitely they need to juggle it. Then I think at that point in time, there's a lot of self-learning that they have to do. So for example, trying to pick up Photoshop or trying to pick up marketing skills, how to run ads on Facebook or Instagram, how to roast coffee. So it's really wearing a lot of hats. But I think at the start, all these are all just very small things that you need to do. But I think as a business grows, then that's where I realized that actually we also need to learn then how to delegate the roles. So for example, it is not feasible for example myself to be the one roasting all the time and not trying to onboard new customers. So that's where I would then have to trust people that I onboard, like my full-timers or my business partners, to then take on all the other roles. So I'll say at the start definitely you need to wear a lot of hats, but as a business grows, you need to know how to then delegate. And then delegate according to each person's strength. So for example, I'm very clear that my strength is talking to people, working with businesses, and then trying to onboard them. And then I know my full-timer strength is in roasting. So roasting ultimately is something that I have to then delegate to this person and trust that he'll do well.
It's not easy.
Correct.
Definitely. I mean, is this your first full-timer, or do you have other full-timers in the past that didn't really work out?
So I didn't have full-timers in the past, but I did start my own startup in the past where I worked with various business partners also. So I did see that trying to delegate work was something that we didn't do very well. And then ultimately, I mean, if let's say you don't delegate work, then nothing will come out of it. So that's why then I realized that we need to kind of know when to also let go. And then trust that the person will push. I mean, if it doesn't push, then you also can't do anything about it.
Exactly. I'm sure getting all the knowledge that you have about coffee beans, the different roasting methods, for example, it's a lot of information.
Correct.
While you are in this industry, was there any information that you find helpful that you can find online, or was there somebody that was there for you throughout this whole learning process?
So I think most of the introduction into all these details is definitely from online. So for example, I watch a lot of YouTube videos from Lance Hendrick, James Hoffman. They're YouTube personalities that share a lot about specialty coffee. So I think that was where I got to know more about coffee itself. Then I think going further, for example, roasting and then knowing the specifics, there are a lot of courses. So academy that actually offers this type of lessons are the SCA, Specialty Coffee Association, where I actually learn more about coffee roasting also.
There's this association in Singapore?
It's more of a global standard.
So they do give out courses for you to be able to take
they do have some curriculum where then people can then learn more about a specific part of coffee. So not just coffee roasting, they can also learn more about barista or pour overs and whatnot. So I think that those are generally very good ways where they can learn more about coffee, not just from online.
I understand, sometimes a journey alone is very difficult. Was there any mentors that you look up to, or somebody to guide you throughout this whole process? Or was it really, in this case for you, it was more I will try and do it myself. Trial and error, whatever it is, I'll do it.
Okay, so I won't deny that there have been a lot of people that helped me along the way, but I guess the mentor I would say that helped me the most is probably my family, because actually my family also runs their own business. So a lot of the business aspect of things, I did pick it up from them from a very young age.
That's nice.
Yeah, so seeing how they run a business, how they manage their own employees, I mean those definitely gave me some form of foundation. Yeah, but I think on a more broader perspective, I think a lot of things have to be self-run, and actually that's also why I call the business zero.
Yeah.
So a
I
lot.
was going to ask that. By the way, my next question was to ask why Zero Coffee? How did the brand name even came about?
So because that's how I started also from zero.
Oh, okay.
So I started everything, by myself.
Right.
It's all fully funded also by myself with no external support.
Yeah.
And then I guess that's one aspect of it. The other aspect is like, because I think anybody can start from zero also, be it in their coffee journey or like their business journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were there any grants that you got from the government? Like, I'm sure there are some schemes in place for small business owners like yourself to actually get started. So was this an area that you explore with while you start this journey?
So for the coffee industry or starting a cafe, there's actually not a lot of grants that are out there to support. The only grant that we did get is like some subsidy for some of the HR software that we got, and also like some subsidy for the fridge that we get.
Right.
Yeah, so those I think are pretty standard, but there wasn't a grant specifically for like saying to go kickstart our business.
Yeah. Were there any form of like regulations you have to adhere to to open a place like this? Is it a very complicated process, or like there's some way to like, hey, Ethan, it's pretty straightforward. Let us guide you through. How was the whole process like getting everything here to be like government standard?
So obviously we're not expertise,
right?
So we definitely needed to engage some contractors or some consultants actually to help us with the application process.
Right. So
there are some things that we need to abide to that we are very clear of. So for example, you need to be licensed by the Singapore Food Agency. You need to be registered with MOM to run a food factory. You also need to be certified by SCDF for your fire insurance.
Oh, serious?
Yes, and then you also need workplace injuries. You need to be covered under the workplace injury scheme for your full-timers and whatnot. Right. So there were a lot of things that we needed to learn along the way, and then for those licenses that we weren't clear, then we obviously needed to engage expertise in the field. So we did get some consultant to help us with the application process itself.
Right. But when you first started, it wasn't like that lah. When you were just focused on getting your products out there, it was just getting the license by the Food Singapore Agency. What do you call that again?
Singapore Food Agency.
Yeah. So you just have to get licensed by them before you can sell your products. Was that something that you have to have?
So you if like, let's say you just started, especially like for home-based businesses, you don't really need a license because there's an overarching scheme for it for home-based businesses. So it's similar to like those small bakeries or small people that are selling like some snacks online.
Right.
So we do get covered under that when we were starting out.
Yeah.
But I think as you have your own place and when you want to start dealing with other businesses, like not just towards consumers but to like organizations or institutes, then that's where you then need all these licenses, and then that's where you then need to figure out ways to get it. Be it you're having your own space.
I think to you can agree that starting a journey in entrepreneurship is not always a very smooth sailing journey, right? So were there any challenges you faced when you started Zero Coffee? Something that maybe like, I never thought of this that will happen, or something that will happen really then?
Okay, so I think there were mainly two instances.
Right.
I think that were my biggest hurdle.
Right.
So I think the first instance was definitely encountering someone that encountering a business with bad business practice. So basically what happened was that we ordered like a machine from them, and then halfway through the conversation they just disappeared. And the worst part is like we already paid a certain amount of down payment to them.
Right.
So
it's not cheap I would guess.
It's not cheap. It's like in the 5 figures. Okay. That was there already.
Right.
But then at that point in time it was also very hard to get any help, because nobody's going to give you the money for free either. And we actually tried to report it to the police.
Singapore police?
Yeah, Singapore police. But then they actually reverted back to us and they said it's just a bad business case, so they can't really do anything with it. And we also even tried to engage, or at least I asked some of my lawyer friends, and then it wasn't a matter that we could also easily pursue because of it's only 5 figures, it's not 6 or 7 figures. Yeah, so it was a very, very difficult situation where I think I was only lucky that eventually we found a solution out of it. Yeah, but I think it was one of the biggest hurdle during that period of time. Yeah, very, very helpless. Yeah, but I guess the takeaway is that this type of things do happen. Yeah. And then every business is exposed to this type of risk. And I think a lot of times, if there are no solutions, then you just have to take the hit.
Well, did this happen early on in the business before you got to where you are today? Like maybe the first
no, so actually like halfway through the business. So I think at the 2-year mark actually.
Right. Yeah. But I'm sure there are like reviews of this particular business before.
No, so we actually did as much due diligence as we could.
Yeah.
So we put, before engaging him, we checked with online reviews. Yeah. So someone did receive the machine that he's supposed to get. Then we also checked his business profile on Accra. There wasn't anything wrong with the account itself. So I guess we were just very unlucky. Yeah, at that point in time.
Did they give you a reason or anything? They didn't just ghost you after payment?
No, they ghosted us. Yeah, so no clear reasoning.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah.
So this is the first instance that you talk about,
Yeah, the first instance was really that, and still give me a bit
Let's
of
not
PTSD.
talk about it.
But anyway, the other instance I guess is like normal BAU stuff. So for example, I think after COVID, right, prices of coffee beans actually increased a lot.
What's the reason for?
Actually, there's a lot
people
of
drink more coffee because they're stuck at home, right?
Oh no, so I think it's more of like the supply chain related. So the harvest was in particular not really good for that year.
Due to COVID?
I think because people weren't working on the farms during the COVID period. Then after that, so there was a bit of like a shortage. Then when shortage occurs, then the price increased. Now then I think there were also like bad weathers, and then this actually caused like prices to increase almost 2-folds to 3-folds.
Right.
Yeah, which was something that we couldn't anticipate. Yeah, I mean we anticipated a small increase, but I think there were like a lot of other factors. Yeah, so for example, how much a farmer was properly compensated was also suppressed for quite a long while. Right. Yeah, so I think that also kind of affected the overall price increase.
Yeah, but these are some things that you cannot really foresee.
Correct. But actually, I think when that happened, right, we did see like a lot of our friends in the industry actually had to shutter their business because of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wow. So because the price increase is really a lot. So I mean, at the end of the day, this hurdle I also need to overcome. Yeah. So we just needed to find ways to explain to our consumers, and then also find ways where we can optimize so that we still keep costs relatively stable.
Yeah. Okay. When you had to explain the price increase to your consumers, right? Was it a very huge difference as to what you offered them in the first place? Or?
So when we needed to translate this cost price increase to our customers, right? Yeah. Then we needed to adjust by almost 20 to 25%.
Okay.
In terms of the pricing. Yeah, so I think we did try our best. So basically we printed out like pamhlets and then we attached it to our packaging before sending out, so that people can anticipate it better. Yeah. Then we try our best. We posted on like our socials. Then Shopee has like this seller chat that you can also do. So we try to send as much message to all our existing customers to kind of let them anticipate this price increase before we increase our prices.
And so far, it's okay lah.
Overall, right, I think a lot of people understood, because I think at that point in time, it wasn't just us that were increasing the prices already. Yeah. So we did get some like negative feedback, but I think that's also very hard to avoid.
Yeah. That's true. So how is the coffee community like in Singapore? I'm sure people who enjoy specialty coffee, right? It's not the mass public.
Correct.
Right? Usually there is probably like a community of people who enjoys specialty coffee. So how is the community like, and what was your your strategy into entering this market and making Zero Coffee grow as to what it is today?
Okay, so first of all, I think the community is very diverse.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of different coffee drinkers, right? Like people that really just drink it for the heat.
Yep.
Then people that drink it for like the very exotic or special tasting notes. Then I think there's also a market that they're just getting into coffee, just like how I did.
Yeah.
So for myself, when I first started, my main target would then be people like me that just got started into coffee. So we priced it in a certain way where it's like very entry level, so that people are not afraid to try us out. And then we also expect that this particular coffee market already has a machine at home, so they are basically day-to-day coffee drinkers. So that's where we kind of target.
That was who you're targeting first.
We are targeting like people that have a coffee machine, day-to-day coffee drinkers, and are getting into specialty coffee.
Right.
Yeah. So we don't get like for the most exotic coffee, the most specialized coffee, but we get for those coffee where it's definitely different from like the Copio, the Robusta coffee and whatnot. Yeah. But it's a very good entry point. Yeah.
Right.
So that's where we target.
Nice. Was there any key strategy you used to infiltrate this space?
So I would say that we didn't really use a lot of huge marketing. So I mean, it's more of like my own philosophy of like letting the product speak for itself. So we did a lot of like product research and then ensuring that our roast is good, our coffee is good, and then we try to price it then competitively. So I'll say like to grow to where it is now actually is a very, very long process. So we only like started having our own warehouse like just 10 or 11 months ago. Yeah, so and I've been running the business for 4 years.
This is the warehouse, is it?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so it took like 3 years to grow to that stage where we are comfortable with getting our own warehouse.
Right.
And then I mean now we are continuing growing, but we really focus more on our product, and then we don't do much like other specific growth strategy.
Okay. Yes. You want to show that your products can speak for itself.
Correct. And I mean, at the end of the day, I also firmly believe that we also don't want to claim that we're the best or whatnot. Yeah, we just, I mean, as a coffee drinker myself, right, I feel like I would want to be very flexible. I would also want to have a lot of choices. So we do see it as a way to also keep the market open, so that you can just try us and then also try other coffee companies.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Were there any lessons that, it's pretty cliche, but are there any lessons that you have learned throughout the time when you set up this business? Probably something that, if I may, right, something that you didn't see the way you see yourself in before. So previously you weren't like that, but through the business you actually learned something. I don't know. Like I didn't know I'm like that kind of thing.
So I think I learned more of like how a business can open up doors.
Right.
So I'll say like before I'm just a consumer, but now that I'm running a business, I'm also on the other side of the counter. So last time I would just order a coffee drink, a latte or whatnot, but now it's more natural for me to go behind the counter and then see like what is happening there. So I think I guess my biggest takeaway is that it gives like a lot of perspective. It's like running a business helps you open up doors that, like, I think for a lot of people in their whole entire life they may not be able to open. I think that's something that more people should try, and then to go open up their perspective. So getting access to the back doors, I'll say, is like something that the business has helped me a lot.
So do you go to cafes now and just look behind the counter?
No, but more of like, okay, like for example, I do service some cafes.
Right.
So after that, sometimes we have to go behind the counter to help them with brewing the coffee or trying to extract the right things from the coffee. But last time I wouldn't have been able to do all these.
Right.
Yeah,
but
so
because
I think
of the business, it gave you the opportunity to.
Correct. So it really opens up perspective, and then I guess it's also something that we also can learn from. Yeah, because it's also how other businesses run their own business.
Yeah. A question for you now is,
Okay.
was this how you envisioned your business to be when you first started out in 2021?
Oh, so honestly, no. Yeah, and I would say like back then, I mean, I wouldn't even have imagined that I would be running a roastery
Right.
now. Cause I think there's a lot of things that I couldn't foresee or couldn't predict. And honestly, there was a lot of, I would say like there is a glass ceiling back then. Cause who would have known that the business would grow to this
Right.
scale? Then I think we have seen like a lot of success story, but we have also seen a lot of stories that failed. So it was something that I could never envision myself at this stage. Yeah, so I think back then it was a lot more straightforward, a lot more simple. I think
Right.
as long as we gotten some sales or some form of traction,
That was okay for you back
that was
then?
okay already.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I think as we go along the way, as we like go with the current, go with the flow, and then I think that's where we then rediscover ourselves.
Right.
Yeah, and then get
Is-
to where we are at now.
Yeah. Is there a vision that you have for Zero Coffee to be? Let's not look too
Yeah.
far in the future, but maybe in 1 year's time,
Yeah.
do you have a vision for what it will be then? Maybe like by 2026.
Yeah, so I think okay. So now that we're here, also then I also
Yeah.
have some form of clarity.
Yeah.
Then I think I really hope to see more offline presence for Zero Coffee. So I think for a very long while we've been doing online, running on Shopee, Shopify or whatnot. So hopefully, next year we have our own cafe. Serving our drinks like the way that we want it to be served.
Right.
Yeah, but I think the long term goal is to dominate the F&B industry
In
Yeah.
Singapore?
Yes.
Or are you looking at like Southeast Asia?
Maybe just Singapore first. yeah, but like basically serving more different type of drinks, beverages,
Right.
not just coffee.
You're
So
slowly getting there lah. Like, are plans already set in motion, or is it something
Mm.
that like, okay, you have to work towards
I
that?
think it's
That's your
something
goal.
that we will need to work towards.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great, bro. For
Mm.
for somebody who's trying to get started in the
Yeah.
same industry, do you have any advice for them?
Oh. So every time like someone asks me this question, right?
Yup.
Then I will always remember like this TED talk, which is like, what determines success, right? It's not better genes, it's not like good grades or whatnot. It's always grit. Yeah, so grit to do something, grit to accomplish something, grit to finish the business.
Right.
Yeah, so I completely believe in that. So I feel like be it like a side hustle or like your main business, you still need like some form of energy or grit to follow through with the business. Because there are going to be like a lot of hard days, there are going to be like a lot of stressful days, like the hurdles that I mentioned.
Yep.
And there are days where like you're going this through alone. So I feel like it needs like a lot of mental strength to try and follow through, and also to see the journey through. Yeah. Then I think the other thing is that to be ready to give up a lot of like personal time. Yeah.
Sure.
So I mean, if you're at a business, then obviously you're not spending time with your family or your friends. So
Which I'm sure that's what you're going through
correct.
right now.
So giving up a lot of time with
Yeah.
like a lot of your own personal time, a lot of time that you want to do, like sometimes I do get jealous also, like when my friends go overseas, but I'm here trying to run the business. So it is a huge part of it is going to be given up in terms of like your own personal life, personal time. But I think I do find it enough fulfillment in the things that I do to at least justify like whatever I'm doing.
Right.
Yeah, so I'll say if I have any advice, it's just to be ready to give up like personal time,
Yeah.
and also to have enough grit to at least see through the business.
Right. All right. So now for the very last thing, we are
Mm.
coming to the end of the interview already.
Okay.
Are there any last words you want to say to your consumers out there? Any message you want to bring across to them about Zero Coffee? Look at the camera here.
Okay, yeah, okay. So I think for at least for those people that have been supporting me, thank you very much. We do know, or we do see customers that have been supporting us from the start. So I think we don't say it enough, but we are definitely very appreciative of them. So I think when we started the journey until now, we do still see some of the repeat customers, and that is without a doubt something that we are fully and appreciative of. For our new customers, we are going to launch a lot of new exciting products. So do stay tuned for that. I think the current lineup that we're going to have in the next few months or next few years is going to be something that's very, very exciting. Yeah.
That's it.
Cannot expose too much. Yeah,
Okay.
just stay tuned.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you so much for watching this episode of What It Takes, and we'll see you at the next one. Bye.
Second.